From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, November 1st, 2015. Silver is trading at $15.57 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,142 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $313. Antiwar.com reports the Sinai Peninsula affiliate of the Islamic State has claimed responsibility for Saturday's crash of a Russian passenger plane flying over the peninsula, a crash which killed 224 people. The Islamic State claimed they'd succeeded in bringing down a Russian plane, adding that more than 220 crusaders were on board, all were killed. The Russian Transportation Ministry dismissed the claim, and Egyptian officials similarly said the plane crash was related to a reported technical problem shortly after takeoff. It does not seem like everyone is treating this as a totally impossible scenario, however, as Air France announced in the wake of the crash that their own planes are going to avoid flying over the Sinai Peninsula for safety reasons as a precaution. Egypt has had a war against the Islamic State and its predecessor groups across Sinai since the summer of 2013, and initially presented it as a crackdown against Islamists supportive of the ousted-elected government. The war has raged on ever since, with large casualty figures on both sides.
For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports the United States government on Saturday pledged nearly $100 million in fresh aid for Syria's opposition, bringing the total amount of U.S. financial support to the opposition to nearly $500 million since 2012. Deputy Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, speaking at the Manama Dialogue Security Conference in the Gulf Island nation of Bahrain, said the economic support will assist local and provincial councils, civil society activists, emergency first responders, and others to meet the needs of the Syrian people. Part of the financial aid commitment includes $15 million to the Syria Recovery Trust Fund, an aid organization. Blinken said countering the extremist forces threatening the Middle East requires building institutions legitimate and inclusive enough to unite everyone, Sunni or Shia, conservative or liberal, secularist or Islamist, provided they pursue their goals peacefully. That's why the United States is working for a settlement in Syria that will give people viable choices other than supporting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad for fear of terrorist or terrorist for fear of Assad.
You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and Numeri supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's FANS.fppradio.com.
Reuters reports wreckage believed to be that of cargo ship El Faro, which was lost off the Bahamas along with its 33 crew during Hurricane Joaquin, was discovered on Saturday, according to U.S. officials. El Faro disappeared on October 1st en route from Jacksonville, Florida to Puerto Rico in the worst cargo shipping disaster involving a U.S.-flagged vessel since 1983, after the captain reported a hull breach and said a hatch had blown open. A search team aboard the U.S. naval ship Apache, using sonar equipment, discovered the wreckage on Saturday in the area of El Faro's last known position at a depth of 15,000 feet. NTSB officials said on October 20th that the captain, aside from saying in a recorded satellite phone call that the El Faro was taking on water in one of its holds, had reported that it had lost its main propulsion unit and engineers could not restart it. It is not yet clear if the hull breach was directly related to the loss of propulsion. On Friday, Tote Services, the company that owned El Faro, filed for exoneration from or limitations of liability in U.S. District Court in Jacksonville, Florida, citing U.S. maritime law and saying El Faro was in all respects seaworthy and properly manned, and that it bears no responsibility for its loss. If it prevails, the company's liability could top out at $1 million or about $30,000 per lost crew member, according to Kurt Arnold, a lawyer for one of the victims' families. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.